I never thought I'd be sitting down to write something like this. It's not the kind of confession you drop over coffee or bring up at family dinners. But some stories demand to be told, especially when they twist the meaning of love and trust so completely that you start questioning what's real. It began like any other slow Sunday. My wife, Amanda, had been her usual lively self, joking, teasing, floating around the house with that mischievous energy that used to make me laugh. She'd always been fond of harmless little pranks, but over time they started pushing boundaries, growing stranger, riskier. That day, we'd barely left the couch, lazy hours filled with half-watched shows and idle conversation. But something about Amanda's mood was different. She was unusually playful, constantly checking her phone, smiling at messages she wouldn't show me. I noticed, of course, but brushed it off. When night came, we were getting ready for bed when she turned toward me with that glint in her eye, the one that usually meant trouble or excitement, depending on how you looked at it. "Ben," she said, voice soft but deliberate, "I have a little idea for tonight." I laughed lightly. "That sounds ominous." "What kind of idea?" Her lips curved into a teasing smirk. "You know my twin sister Laura?" I raised an eyebrow. "Of course. What about her?" "What if," she said slowly, "she came over tonight, but pretended to be me?" At first, I thought she was joking. I waited for the punchline that never came. When she didn't laugh, I asked, "You're serious?" "Completely," she said, eyes sparkling with excitement. "It's just a bit of fun. She'll act like me for a while. Just a harmless little game. Nothing happens unless you're okay with it. I promise." I didn't know what to say. The idea made my stomach twist. It was strange, uncomfortable. But Amanda's enthusiasm was infectious, and part of me didn't want to ruin her mood. Against my better judgment, I agreed, half curious, half uneasy. Later that night, Laura arrived. She wore her hair like Amanda's, even copied her tone of voice and mannerisms. The resemblance was eerie. At first, it was almost impossible to tell them apart. The way she moved, smiled, even the little gestures that only Amanda usually made. Amanda excused herself, saying she had to grab something downstairs, leaving me alone with Laura, who was now pretending to be my wife. The air in the room shifted. What had started as light-hearted fun suddenly felt heavy, intimate. Laura sat close, teasing, laughing in that same rhythm Amanda used. My brain knew the difference, but my body couldn't keep up. The familiarity of it. The scent, the sound, the eyes that looked so similar. It blurred every line I thought I had. I should have stopped it. I should have said something. But I didn't. When Amanda returned, her expression froze for a moment. Then she smiled, watchful, curious, almost amused. "You two seem to be getting along," she said lightly, but her voice carried a weight I couldn't name. I didn't answer. The guilt hit me all at once. Whatever this experiment was supposed to be, it had crossed into something else, something neither of us had truly prepared for. When everything finally calmed down, the three of us sat in silence. No one spoke. The room felt suffocating, thick with awkwardness and unspoken regret. Amanda tried to laugh it off, but the sparkle in her eyes was gone. Over the next few weeks, things between Amanda and me changed in ways I couldn't undo. The trust we built, the easy comfort being together, it all felt fragile now. I loved her, but every time I looked at her, flashes of that night came back. Laura's laugh, her voice, the confusion of it all. Amanda noticed the distance. One evening, she came to me quietly, guilt written across her face. "Ben," she whispered, "I didn't mean for it to go that far. I thought it would just be a bit of fun." "I know," I said softly, "but it did go that far, and now we can't unlive it." From then on, our marriage became something we had to rebuild piece by piece. We talked, argued, tried to pretend it hadn't happened. But the truth was, that night changed everything. Amanda's attempt to reignite passion had opened a door neither of us could close. I learned something about curiosity and desire that night, how dangerous they can be when mixed with blurred boundaries. What starts as playful can unravel everything if you're not careful. I still love Amanda. We're still together. But there's always a quiet shadow between us, a reminder that trust once tested, never feels quite the same again. And as for Laura, she's just family now, nothing more. But the memory of that night lingers, a strange cocktail of guilt, thrill, and the quiet understanding that some experiments, no matter how tempting, should never be tried.